We're going to talk about what happened today and yesterday. So I sent these guys the topics. I actually combined them into one topic because I felt like, look, people really want to talk about this Anakin, right? So we might as well mix the Joker and the Anakin because the people, I think most people would say this was a mixed bag of a performance from Sideshow. They feel pretty good, I'd say, about the Joker one. But the Anakin one, you can see my ass is on the wait list. So for those who did watch the stream, if not, after this live stream, go back and take a look at it. You can see that right when it sold out, I was number 100 on the list. So I feel like I'm pretty high on the wait list. Maybe I'm 100th on the wait list. I don't know. A lot of people were dropping out, but I'm on the wait list. I'm excited about that. It was worth a shot. But Keco, Artisan Joker, Artisan Anakin Skywalker, they have dropped. We've experienced two major drops. We had the Spider-Man and the Miles, of course, but those weren't quite as top tier boys as these two. So how do you feel about these drops? Does it change your opinion on the exclusivity of these hot toys moving forward?
Where to begin, Will?
Let's go, bro. Let's fucking go.
So I want you to go ahead and clip this segment because this essentially is going to be redone in all of its glory on my own channel. Essentially, I'm going to say everything that I'm getting ready to say right now.
Let's do it.
Can you give me the floor for just a few moments, Will?
Yeah, you don't want full screen?
No. We don't do that because I want to see your reaction as well to some of this stuff.
Okay.
So here is everything that I am thinking at the moment. We are now, let's see, 5-6 hours removed, I guess, from this drop that we're going to be talking about. So let's talk Joker and let's talk Anakin. I want to talk quickly and put to bed, just very simply, the fact that Star Wars is king. There's no debate about that at this point. For anybody that said, the Joker is the biggest character of all time, and maybe it's because there's Joker saturation. There's the in-art version already. There is, we've had DX11, we have DX01. There's options if you want this Heath Joker out there. So maybe that's part of it. But I think what we saw today absolutely confirms that Star Wars is king when it comes to the hot toys and their want. So now that we've gotten that formality out of the way, let's talk about what happened. So 10 days ago, we get an email, saying that, hey, here you go. Here is how we're going to order these exclusive artisan edition pieces. Because for a while, there was other people just putting them up for sale saying, here you go, get them. Go get what you can, enjoy. But I was like, I'd like to go through an authorized retailer because a year out, lots of money, lots of what ifs. I would like to be there's too many variables that I'd like to be able to control myself. So all that to say, we found out 10 days ago that these were coming, Joker and Anakin. Now, with that being said, I even text you, Will. I was like, I think 10 days is perfect because it weeds out the people that are just on the hype train. Ooh, let me click and get ready. It's far enough away to where people forget, but also short enough to where it's still front of mind for some people. So if you're really serious, and I've been adamant about this, if you want something, you're going to figure out a way to get it. And I am fine with all of that until you change the fucking rules halfway through. Now, I'm going to go somewhere with this, okay? When you had the Spider-Man Miles in the 2.0 suit, great. You showed up in the queue. That was the first time we did the queue system, and everyone's like, oh my God, that's going to work. It worked out fine. No issues. That's cool. If you got there, 30, 35 minutes or so, and you probably were still able to get one. The results were favorable that you're going to get one. And a lot of people did. And then a lot of waitlists converted on a lot of people that said, you know what? I don't know if I really want this. I'm just wanted to see how it is. And a lot of people that wanted that figure probably ended up getting it. So I'm the fan of saying, if you're going to put the effort in, make sure you're there. Don't show up at like 2:00 when it dropped at 9 saying, oh, I forgot. Well, you probably didn't want it. So there we go. So I was feeling pretty good about this when it dropped. So yesterday was the test, I think. We have the Joker, and it drops, and everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? What are we going to do? Then the queue comes, and we're like, here we go. And it said, why so serious? And I hate the little things that they put on the screens. Like for today, here's where the fun begins. Oh, fucking yeah. It's about to be fun, all right. And I feel like that was just a little more even salty in the wounds when it came to it. But here's where it started to go off the rails. Yesterday, I'm like, okay, let's see where it is. The queue was a mess because no one knew exactly, was it real? How those things were going. I had 4 devices set up. I had my laptop, I had my desktop, I had my studio computer, as well as my phone and my iPad, each with browsers open. And I found through today that your queue number is dedicated to your IP address per device. All right. I think that's how they do it, because every tab I had on device, each had the, like if I was on Firefox or Chrome, eventually, at least today, those numbers were the same regardless of the browser. So it kind of works. So depending on what IP address you had, whatever. I'm like, that's fine. So Joker goes off without a hitch yesterday, about 35 minutes, I suppose. And then it was gone. And then people went waitlist, and that was it. And it kind of, some people were salty because they were late. That's fine. But they said the big one yesterday, you need to RSVP for this. Oh shit, I didn't RSVP. I can't get this now. Well, I guess you should have RSVP'd. And so fast forward to today, everyone made sure that they were RSVP'd for the Anakin. Everybody ready for this? Here is where it went off the fucking rails.
All right, let's
so
do it.
I know some people, for some reason, they're like, I opened up my browser at 6 a.m. I'm like, okay, why? You know, because we all know that, you know, getting there at 6 a.m. is not going to help your cause at all. It's not like you're lining up for a concert. This is a digital queue. I mean, we get that. So I got there around, and I keep going to say 11 o'clock, because 11 o'clock is central time when it launched in mine. So all my times are central time. So around 10:15, I kind of log in, and I'm going through, and I'm making sure that it's still on my RSVP list. No funny business going on there. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. I got all my devices up, all my browsers up. And I told you yesterday, Will, I was like, I can't find the queue, and I don't see it going anywhere. And so then today I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. So I log in under myself, and I'm going around like the little thing, and I click on that little part that says orders RSVP, and it's right there. I'm like, okay, but I still don't have a queue number. If you click the email with the link saying, here's how you order Anakin, then it takes you to a queue. And you're saying, hey, the half the galaxy here, more than we thought. The queue is going to be written, blah, blah, blah. I was like, fine, that's cute. Here's where the fun begins. I was like, yeah, we'll see. 11 o'clock, I'm sorry, 10:59 hits. Okay. And I'm like, all right, here we go. 11 o'clock, and I notice my screen changes. It says the line is paused. I'm like, what the fuck? The line is paused. Like, we're off to a great start then. This can't be good. And it says down at the bottom, and it says, we will now be going live at 9:15. I'm like, okay, fine. We're all here. If you want to get your ducks in a row, that's cool. But here's where the problem was. So when I originally got into the queue, and I got all the screenshots, this is in my video afterwards. I was in the queue. I was at like 615, 590. I forget which one it was. Easily under 600. Okay. So looking pretty good. But I didn't see that underneath it says, looking for Anakin, click here to pre-order. So now there was an extra step that you had to take from the queue to then put you in another queue to get the real actual inlineness. So I'm like, what the hell? And so I clicked that, and now I'm at 5,000. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So you took
5,000.
So I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And so like, because I was there, I got the screenshot, says you are 2 minutes away. So my 2 minutes goes all the way up, and it puts me on the screen, and it says buy now. I click it, and it's like, whoop, 5,000. I'm like, what? And so then I go over to one of my other browsers, and I noticed over there, it says, you know, click here if you want Anakin on that one screen. I'm like, you motherfuckers, you all changed the rules halfway through. Did you maybe want to let us know? And everyone's like, well, you got to read the fine print. Well, as I said, as The Rock would say, I don't care what all these little.
Hold on, you muted yourself, Keco. You got to unmute yourself.
Oh, there we go. I got fired up there. Yeah. I don't care what all you keyboard warriors out there are going to say. Shut up, bitch. I don't care whether or not you think that I think that I am this type of person that's owed it all to me, and that, you know, I am just so over the top right now. I'm being so selfish. It's just a doll. And this is what you get for talking all this shit, Keco. Okay, that's fine. But you know what? Don't change the rules, because this is what I talk about, is that one of the things that really fucked me up last year is when I was in Mexico. Being in Mexico fucked me up for obvious reasons.
Well, that's true.
But I was watching the AFC Championship game, and what do you know? The NFL changes the rules mid-game, mid-down, and gives the fucking Chiefs another down. It's incredible. It was 3rd and 9. They stop them. They're like, whoa, let's do that again. And it ends up that was the game. Everyone's like, well, you had opportunities, you know, Burrow threw a pick. You know, it's this idea of changing the rules. It changes your mindset. It really moves you out of like being able to get you where your mind is. And that fucked over the Bengals. I've been fucked over ever since I've been from Cincinnati with the Reds, with the Bengals, with Harambe. I know what it's like to lose. just like Thanos. I know what it's like to lose. And so I'm fine with that. But I don't care if you think I'm a bitch. I think you're a bitch. You know, that's fine. I do not care if you think that I don't deserve it and you don't want me to have it. If it played by the rules and it was the queue, that's fine. But y'all changed the rules midway. And then the last thing is that they gave us those damn little updates, like update 1, 2, 3, 7. And it said 30%, 50%, 90% sold out. And I'm like, okay. And then it's like, you can join the wait list. I was like, do you really think that there is 5,000 people going to cancel this? I was like, why leave it open for 1,000 people? Fine, whatever. They left that open way too long. And I just think it's absolutely absurd. And the thing is that originally, I didn't even get on the wait list then, because as soon as it was my turn, I clicked the button and it 404 errored on me.
You know? Dude, that's fucking wild.
It 404 errored on me, meaning that there was nothing there. So it was like the final kick in the balls.
They like, did. Sasha said, fuck you, Keco collects.
And I was like, this is wild. And I do not care of the fact that I didn't get it, you know? And I talk about this in my video, is that there are people out there, and I've seen all the posts already saying, yeah, this is just a flex, saying, you know, I'm just happy to get this. I rarely get a win, so I'm just happy to have this. Don't know if I'll keep it in a year. It's like, well, you know what? That's what I sense blood in the water. You bitches are going to end up giving this thing away. I will get that figure because I know there's people out there that don't want it, can't afford it, whatever it may be. We're a year away, but this shark smells blood in the water. I'm coming for that figure. If you want to be cool and just help me out now, then let's talk, you know? But you know what? I guarantee you that I will get that figure when it releases. I'm ready. So I know I've took a long time to share my experience today. And as I said, I cannot wait to share my full video, my full wrestling promo immediately after this stream.
That was pretty fucking epic, bro. I got to give you a round of applause for that, because that was pretty fucking awesome. Dude, there's so much to tackle there, but I want to give Dean a shot to, everyone says, Keco, I'm fired up. Dude, 100%, bro. We got some super chats we will address, but I want to let Dean hop in here. Dean, bro, do you have any similar sentiments to Keco, or did you kind of view the experience as positive? How'd you walk away from this?
Yeah, so I was pretty confused because I was expecting a queue or a lottery, but somehow it was both. Like if you got into the queue, then you were given a random number. At least they said it was random. It didn't feel random. I got in there. It was about 11 a.m. my time. It was 9 a.m. when they started. So I think I was in there about 20 minutes early. And like Keco, I was just sitting there on my phone and I saw my screen change. And it said paused. And I was like, okay. And then I got a number. And it was like 1756 or something like that in line. And I was like, oh, that's not super low, but it's not like the highest number. So I was like, well, let me try my iPad, because maybe my iPad will, if it's a random, spot in line, who knows? So I grab my iPad and I log in, and it's like 6,300 people in front of me. I was like, God
Dude.
damn.
Yeah, no fucking
okay.
way. Yeah.
And so I was like, well, obviously I'm going to stick with the 1,700. So I was sitting there, and the numbers started going down, and there's 1,500 people in front of you, and I was like, okay, cool. And then in the chats, like I said, everybody was talking back and forth, and somebody was like, well, how many of these do they make? And they're like, oh, 3,000. I was like, oh, well, if I'm 17, I'm definitely going to get one. But it's 3,000 worldwide. So it's like, oh, shit. So how much does Sideshow get? As it turns out, about 1,500.
Right.
Because when they finally sold out, I had about 250-ish people in front of me. So I was 1,700. So about 1,500 is what Sideshow had. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. A lot of people feel burned. Also, a lot of like weird, like, what's the word? And I don't even know if it's entitlement. I've seen posts today. It's like I spent thousands of dollars at Sideshow, and
Dude,
I
I
got
saw
there
that post.
early.
The guy fucking left the group. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's like, I'm canceling all my pre-orders, and I was like,
I saw that. That dude went ham,
Bro,
and
like-
everyone was like, "Dude, he really backed it up. He literally left the group seconds after he posted it." Like,
yeah, it was
it's
like
not that
that's
serious.
not.
I promise you.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't. I mean, that's the whole point of the lottery queue system. Like you don't get favoritism just because you spend money. That's what makes it fair. I say fair, but
Right.
I just love that it says like, we've got your spot just for you. I was like, fuck that. I was like, you don't care about me. But everyone's in the comments are still saying, it's like, let me join the waitlist just now. Why? Why would they put 40,000 people on the waitlist? Because that's insane to me. You got to cut it off at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on there, Keco, but I will say that I was like 100 in line when they sold out. So I'll take that chance. It's and maybe they end up, I don't know, it's already a set edition size, but they're not numbered. Maybe they expand the edition size. Maybe Hot Toys is like, okay, let's make another 1,000, right? And maybe,
I mean, they did it with Darkseid Anakin.
Yeah, yeah. And with Joker too, I heard they added like 500 onto the batch. So I mean, that's the thing as well. But and I get where you guys are coming from with this both, because Keco and Dean, you both guys made really good points. For me, I guess I would say like overall, I enjoyed the experience, because to me, I mean, I live streamed. Everyone can go back and watch how the experience was for me. And then I had two different tabs open. I had the Google Chrome tab open and I had the Firefox open. The Firefox one got me way closer, because the Google Chrome one, I think I was there like 11:55 or something. So I was there like pretty much on time. But that got me like number 4,000 or 5,000 or something that people can probably remember. But on Firefox one, I was like 15 or 1,800 or something like that. So I think I just barely missed out on that one. But to me, look, the Q thing, Keco, I didn't get into the website until it was waitlisted. So when I got into the website, I just clicked waitlist and I was good to go. So I didn't have to do anything else in terms of like, oh, click your Anakin to Prio now. When I got Joker yesterday, all I had to do was order it like I would order any normal figure. I got into the website, I clicked pre-order Joker, went to the cart, showed my address on screen, and then checked him out. So that all worked fine. The Joker one obviously went pretty well. I mean, that one, I honestly think, and again, Keco, so the comparison you made, Star Wars is king, I think, in the United States right now, but it's not like people were putting on the chat. I don't think it's exactly apples to apples, just because Joker had 1,000 more ES. I think Sideshow had more of them, at least speculation, at least. I think Sideshow maybe had 2,000 to 3,000 versus 1,500 of this Anakin. So they very well may have had twice as many Jokers as they did Anakins. And that could be why maybe so many people got burnt today. But it's look, this Anakin, look, guys, like there's going to be another Darkseid Anakin. I can almost guarantee you they're going to make a sculpted Anakin. So if you missed out, dude, but look, there's 230 people in the chat right now. Look how fired up and engaged the community is. Whether you got it or didn't get it, it was fucking exciting.
And that's what I'm saying, is that you and I have talked. I know we've said it. And yes, guys, a lot of this is for show. This little character I play is for show.
Yeah.
I don't care, honestly. I mean, I care, whatever, but I don't think anybody out here is evil if you got one, or that you think I'm bad. I don't care about any of that. But this is good for the community.
He's the heel of the show.
I am the heel of the show. And so with that being said, is that this is good, because I say this in my video coming up after this show, is that it gives you something to hunt. As I've said over and over, is that I'm tired of everyone having the same shit. For those that really want something, this gives you something to hunt. This gives you something to run down. Maybe you want to run down the Gold Iron Man. Maybe you want to run down the D100 Wonder Woman. Maybe you want to run down this Anakin, but it gives you something to hunt. And so, as I said, this shark is hungry. I'm going to find him.
Bro, you know what actually surprised me the most was the price.
Yeah.
$415.
410 is pretty good for this.
Pretty good.
Granted, it is literally just a different head. That's literally just a different head on an old body.
Yeah, it
is.
is.
That's what I said. I said in the chat because somebody brought that up. I was like, well, it's not even the only Anakin on pre-order. And then there's still the Clone Wars Anakins.
Yeah.
Both Hot Toys and Sideshow. Then there's the aftermarket, first figures. It's like there's a lot of Anakins out there. If you really needed an Anakin, you got a lot of options. You got the episode 2 one, again, also on pre-order. So, I was, the only reason I participated was actually on this show a few weeks ago. I put the bat signal out there. I was like, hey, if anybody wants me to try and get one for them, because I have no interest in sitting in line waiting in a fucking queue for me because I already have Anakin, the first release. And somebody messaged me like, hey, I would like you to try and help me out. So that's the only reason I did it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even bothered. But that guy did end up getting one of his own, so that's very cool.
But think of it this way. I mean, guys, to bring this conversation back to center, Dean and Keco, do you guys want to see more of this exclusivity? I mean, is this something you want to? Because I say yes. I mean, I think it's fucking fun, dude. I mean, like, look, no matter if you want the character or not, again, it gets people engaged. This literally this drop today in Joker injected more excitement into this community than's been here in 2 to 3 years. Like,
you're not wrong,
if not more.
I mean, how tired is the fact saying it's like, oh, so let's go through the news today. This and such was revealed. Right. How do you feel about that? You know, I like the back and forth of saying, fuck y'all that got it. I'm mad. You know, I want to have this. You know, I'm going to run and hunt it down. You know, that's a good thing. And as we talked about, yeah, I'm the heel of the show. I'm the one that people get mad at, whatever. That's fun to me because think about how, like you, before we even started the show, I think you said there was 85 people waiting before we even got in here because everyone knew we'd be talking about this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the do back is cool, but people want to talk about this. This is the thing that gets people going.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole point, bro. And I mean, I do think we have to give them some credit on the Joker, though. Anakin didn't quite go as well, but it still wasn't a train wreck, I wouldn't say. I mean, overall, I still enjoyed it. I missed out, so be it. Look, if you really want the figure, now you have something to hunt. And again, you know, for Hot Toys collectors, I get we all have a finite budget, but if this figure is that important to you, you will make sacrifices to obtain it. Like, that's just it. And with Joker, you don't really have to because you can just go get the in art, right? I mean, I get it's double the price, so be it. But, you know, it's really the same all in all for 1 versus 2 figures, right? So, yeah. But as far as Anakin, if you really want it, you'll either be patient and wait for the next Anakin, or you'll go and hunt this one. And you'll pay a little bit more for it because you have to. That's just how it goes. Just depends how important it is to you. But again, that makes it exciting. It gives you something to focus on. It gives you a project, right? Not everything's so readily available at your fingertips. And that's something that I do kind of sense, Keco. Like, I do want to kind of get people in the mindset of like the entitlement can be a negative thing. Just because you want something doesn't mean you're entitled to have it, right? It's just, that's just not how life goes. So you have to sometimes work a little bit harder. Sometimes you don't get things first try. You don't always succeed on the first attempt. Like, it's just how it goes. Like, I mean, it's just, you're not just entitled. You have to put the work in sometimes. Even if you show up early, even if you do everything right, you still may not win, right? The Bengals did everything right. They still might not beat the Chiefs, right? So it just matters. It just depends. So look, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but it still was fun. And at the end of the day,
I do want to address one person in the chat. They'd said, if you don't care about others, collection, why do you care if you have something else that someone else doesn't have? It makes no sense to me. Well, it's my collection because I don't want mine to look like others, if that makes sense. I want people to come to my place and be like, wow, that is really cool. Because if someone gets into the collecting game or whatever, and they start going to these live streams, Reddits, whatever it may be, I want them to be like, hey, you know, I remember that Keco had this. I wonder if that person has those things too, because I want to see a diversity in the collection. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care what you get or whatever. That's fine. But it does get a little tiring whenever you go through scrolling through Reddit. Everyone's like, oh, this came in today. Look at and everyone's got the same post. Like, how many people posted about the Black Panther today? How many people posted about when anything comes out, they're like, here's mine. Or whenever something comes into a Facebook group and they're like, hey, everybody, just got my Spider-Man in. Let's see those poses. And it's all the same thing. And so I'm simply saying is like, okay, let's just put a little diversity into it. I don't care what you get, collect what you want. That's fine. But I want when someone looks at my collection to be like, wow, that's something different. So that's what I mean by that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think honestly, at the end of the day, I mean, this is good for Hot Toys. Again, this will catch on like wildfire and people will start talking about it and it'll bring in non-collectors who maybe want to start collecting. Again, it brings eyeballs and I think that's a win. So again, I think this is overall a W. Is it perfect? No, but I think Sideshow is going to figure it out. And maybe they'll start upping the edition sizes of these. Maybe it'll be 4,000 next time. I'm only making the assumption that they're keeping the ES low because they want to maintain quality. And in order to root this hair properly, maybe you can't do 15,000 of them, right? It's just not practical. So I don't know. Maybe it's a matter of, we want to create some exclusivity and then some demand. But I don't know. I mean, it's, yeah. I'm still excited about it. I still had a fun time with it. The Joker, I was going to tell people, I did end up, like Dean was saying, like Marco did, I did end up catching that one and throwing it back. Essentially, I canceled the Joker because I was like, look, the only real reason I would get it is because it looks fantastic, but just to review it and compare it. Hey, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let someone else on the wait list have this. I checked with a few of my friends, no one wanted it. I was like, let's throw it back. Let's let someone on the wait list get a happy email. So I canceled it. So that Joker, if you got a waitlist conversion, congratulations. Hopefully it was mine. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with the NR just because it's just not necessary to have that many. So but yeah, I mean, Joker went really well. People were really excited, and Anakin overall, I didn't have the queue problem, Keco. I didn't have that problem, but I never got in until it was waitlisted. So I don't know. Maybe it was just me. But guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, I want to know if you want to see more exclusive. I think I ran a poll. Yeah, 63% overall said that they enjoyed the process. So, I mean, overall, I think it's a win. I think Sideshow probably got what they wanted out of this. Yeah, you're going to get some pissed off people, but you know, I think it's just something we're gonna have to. This is new. This is new to Hot Toys and One Piece collecting, so we're gonna have to use this. So, yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're gonna keep addressing this though, just because I have some super chats that I want to get to. So let's do those real quick, and we're going to keep this topic rolling. But bear with me, like I said, just because Mel and I literally have to scroll all the way back up. It doesn't let me save chats, but baller on a budget, I spent all my money. So anyway, guys, let's pull up this super chat right here. I know I had one from, let's see, Nick's Collectibles. Let's see. So he said, I'm waiting for that Attitude Era brand from Keco. Well, he did fucking delivered. So he absolutely delivered. So thank you so much, Nick, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Keco always delivers the rants, bro. He's always on that rant thing. So Lane Kramer, thanks so much, Lane. I went from like 800 to 635 switching queues, 6345. Dude, it's crazy. I think there were at one point 10,000 people in the queue. Someone had put that in the live stream I was doing. They were like, yeah, I'm number 10,000. I was like, yeah, bro. Well, if you're number 10K, then you might as well just fucking turn off the chat because you turn off the queue because you ain't getting it. Nick's Collectibles, thank you so much. He said he loves Keco. I'm sure Keco loves you back, bro. Keco definitely loves you back. Thank you so much, bro, for the super chat. Carlos himself is here.
Nick's my day one oos.
He is, bro. Keco got his booty tickled too hard. Keco, do you have a response to that one?
From Carlos? No comment.
No comment. Yep. Next question. Carlos, thanks so much, bro. Appreciate you. Let's see. What else did we have? We had a couple others, so bear with me, guys. And then once we tackle these, we'll be good. Batman Collectibles, thank you so much, bro. 999 super chat. I logged on my phone 5 minutes before the drop, received number 422, purchased after 20 minutes, and now I have an Anakin I wasn't expecting to get because I primarily collect Batman. So, Keco, to your point, do you think, and Dean, you as well, do you think people are going to start dropping these over the next year because they're like, oh, I just want to see if I could fucking get it, and they'll get it and then drop it? What do you think?
I mean, honestly, I really do. I've seen multiple people. I won't name them or whatever, but they actually tagged me in a post on Instagram saying, I got this. I don't even know what I'm going to do in a year or whatever. And I went ahead and responded. I was like, put me on your wait list, let me know. Right. I think there was that thrill of saying, I want to see what I can do to get it. Because technically, if you got this is the win. The figure is not the win. It's beating people in this game. That's what it is. That's the win. And it, as you had talked about, yes, we did a lot of this stuff to be silly or whatever and for the show, but it was fun. It's stressful. And if the people that really, really did want it, yeah, I know there's probably some pissed off people. I was irritated, but I was like, this is going to make for some really, really good content, because at the end of the day, I have 2 great Anakins already, and I will figure this out. I will get this one somehow. I'll be fine with it. But yeah, I do think that there's going to be same with the Joker and same with a lot of people. I mean, hate to be Debbie Downer or Mr. Gloom or anything like that, but a lot can happen in a year economically. I mean, just think about, life events, things like that. And when these are novelties, and so they don't mean the end of the world. I mean, transparently, we talk about my wife's health and different things like that. If it came down to like me having to get rid of all my collection to really supplement, her, medical bills and things like that, that's what's going to happen, because she means everything to me. The Weens mean everything to me. So at the end of the day, we have a year for a lot of stuff to happen. So
yeah. And Keco, and if you think about it in simplistic terms, just think of the possibility that 3 months from now, they say Dark Side Anakin, baby, fucking Artisan edition. And they say, we're going to make 5,000. And then Sideshow has a couple thousand. Then all those people that ordered this one, they're going to be like, cancel. And then they're going to try to get the other one. Right. And then your waitlist might convert on this one. So, and there's going to be a sculpted version for all those people who didn't even want an Anakin. They're like, oh, well, maybe I'll just get the sculpted. I mean, I'm sure some people are going to hold this and try to flip it. That would probably be the logical move. But I don't know. We're going to see. Batman Collectibles, thanks so much, bro, for the super chat. Glad it was a success story for you, bro. I'm glad you picked it up. But yeah, I mean, I think overall it was an exciting day. So we had another one as well. Black Order Collectibles. Good Facebook groups. Y'all have helped me a lot in collecting. I'm new. I agree with Keco. If you want something, you'll find a way to get it with some luck. Oh, okay. So A Place for Collecting is really good. That's a good Facebook group. The Collecting Weekly Facebook group is really great. What other ones do you guys? 1-6. I like 1-6 Republic BSC for selling things. So what other groups do you guys follow? I don't even follow that many.
I just read Reddit, honestly.
Reddit, yeah. But Facebook groups,
you can be more anonymous there.
Yeah. I'm in the Collecting Weekly. Obviously, it's my co-host. And dude, if you're one of our patrons, we have a Patreon chat, and everybody, I think there's 30 or 40 of us in there, and everybody tries to help each other out. So that's how we do it.
And I kind of like I somehow just like randomly got invited to the 6 Scale Scavengers group. That one's pretty good so far. I've enjoyed that. And then PJ's group, Sithcast or whatever, that one's really good. It's mostly Star Wars stuff, but PJ was a little upset because shout out to him, Paradox Nerd, because he really wanted that Anakin and he did not secure the bag today. So, but yeah, I'm glad that Riley did. Riley, thank you so much, bro. Feels good. Secured Anakin. The Batman is masterpiece. No Way Home is the GOAT. Just a good day, Keco. Dude, yeah, Riley sent in a super chat just for Mr. Keco Collects. But Riley, thanks so much, bro, man. Batman is mid, though, so we're going to have to clarify that fact that you threw out.
I'm going to go ahead and say this on the record.
What's up?
I even said this to Riley because Riley did get one. And I was like, hey, Riley, everyone's got a price. And I said, he's like, hey, why don't you go ahead and admit what you already know? I was like, okay. So, Will, I'm officially saying right now that The Batman is the greatest cinematic Batman movie ever to be put on the screen. It is 10 times better than The Dark Knight. Nolan has no idea what he was doing. Matt Reeves knew what he was doing with The Batman. And by the way, if you want to talk about Spider-Man, No Way Home is probably the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. So I agree with Riley on all that.
So that's all it took to secure that Anakin. That's pretty impressive.
So
Riley's
he
a man of
says.
simple taste.
Hopefully he's a man of his word.
I know, and I had a viewer, I think it was Dinesh, offer me the Anakin. Dinesh, I'll message you, bro. If you're serious, I'll definitely take the Anakin off your hands. But I also don't want to take your Anakin from you if you're just, being too nice or whatever. I want you to make sure that you don't want it before you sell it to me. That guy Mark said, need Keco to come in with a pencil and beard and NWO belt for the next Sideshow Q. Dude, 100%, bro. Keco works from home. Next time there's a live stream, if Keco wants to hop on, but he always tells me he needs the bandwidth, so he never wants to join. So.
Honestly, is what I told you yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
I got 8 tabs open right now on 5 devices. I'm not about to fuck around on a live stream.
Yeah, right. Keco's like, I ain't fucking around on no live stream like some chump. I'm gonna open all these goddamn tabs, bro. Yeah, man. So it was serious. We got Mark Lee. Thanks so much, Mark Lee. This is why I got into collecting Win or Lose. Yeah, man, it was fun. I had a good time, bro. I didn't even win, but I had a good time playing the game. So it was fun.